Hi, this is Sherry, and I am doing edits to a WordPress install in a Divi theme. And this is the dashboard. And over here on the left, you'll see that I had already selected from pages this page named Finishes. If I go down here, the changes that I'm going to make are for this section that is a specialty section, this red section. If you look at it on the live page, it looks like this. We're going to be taking out the color chart over here on the right. And because there's no longer anything to divide it from, I'm actually going to take out this line section, which is actually an image, and make that more simplified. The section I'm going to choose to put it into, because I don't want to have with specialty sections, you have a number of options of how to put them together layout-wise that is a little different from the standard sections, but I don't need those options anymore for this section. So I'm going to select the standard section here. I'm going to pick a one column, and I don't need this color chart anymore, so I'm going to click the X on that to delete that. Don't need the line anymore, so I could click the X on that to delete that. And I'm going to pull these sections down into this new, well, these are actually modules. I'm going to pull the modules each down into the new section. One is the part that is the header. The other part and the beginning text. This is the part that says bed, that's the image, and this down here is the bottom part of the text. And then I will go over here to this specialty section. I'm going to click the X on that to delete that. Now I'm going to update the page and see what I think of this. When the spinner is done in the center here, that means it's done saving. And I'll go over to the live page. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so this made a section here that is one column and is actually the default width. And let's check on what that width is here in this particular install. If I go into this green hamburger menu here, open it up, it doesn't say any changes here because it's not a custom width, it's not a full width. If I made it a full width, that would be too wide for the content because the picture is not large enough to go full width. I could make the words go all the way to the edge by choosing full width. I'll show you what that looks like here. But that really wouldn't work very well for this content. It would kind of look a little too stretched out, I think, with the way that this particular section is set up. But that is an option if it seems appropriate to your content. But what I'm going to do is change this to not be full width. Let's try it at a custom width. You can choose what the width is. This is 1080 pixels or 80%. Let's see what this looks like and if we like that. I'll go ahead and save that. And refresh this page. So this is 80%. Or 1080 pixels. Well, actually, it's not 1080, so it is 80%. In the case, this particular screen I'm looking at it on is a 27-inch screen, so 80% of that is pretty big. So instead of doing 80%, I'm going to go back to just doing it by pixels. Let's try 1080 pixels and see how this works for the content. So this is back to that width that we had it before. I'm actually going to try a little something in between there. I'm going to go back to here. Let's make it just a little bit more wide. I'm just going to type it in here. I'm going to say 1,200. Let's see what I think of that. Save and exit, and then update the page. Alright, that seems a little more appropriate to the content and the layout, so I think I may just go with that. Now all this other content down here is full width. I usually tend to go either 80% width, full width, or 70%, which 70% is actually pretty close to what we have on here. I'm going to try that here. Show you what that looks like. I'll save that. When I only have one column, I frequently end up going with 70%, if depending on the content. Now 70% would actually work decently with this, but I don't think that that's going to work so well with the picture. So why don't we just go back to the default. We won't even put any custom width. Well, we'll just take it back to what it was. Let's try the one. Oops. Oh, this is the default width. Go ahead and save that. Update it. I'll go back here and refresh. And this is back to the width that's more narrow. But for this particular content, and I think that actually works pretty well. So for that one section, we'll go ahead and go with that width. And that is how to adjust the width of the section, and how to put in a different section and pull your content into that and create a new section with from your old section.